I find myself cast as the devoted male lead in a tearjerker novel, and the moment the story starts, I open the door to see my wife locked in a passionate embrace with her first love. Suddenly, a flood of comments, like subtitles for my life, materializes in the air before me. Showtime, kicking things off with a classic misunderstanding, setting the stage for a love-hate saga. Next up, the male lead turns and walks away, a thorn of suspicion planted in his heart. Then he begins the psychological torment of the female lead. In the end, he'll lose his girl and his fortune, go completely insane, and beg for a redemption arc that will never come. Serves him right. My brow furrows into a knot. A devoted male lead? A tortured romance. Why the hell would I follow that script? All this guessing and second-guessing sounds exhausting. Isn't freedom a better option? Besides, my wife is cheating in my own home, and I'm the one who's supposed to leave? Am I sick in the head? Or is the original author? The comments explode again. Wait, he didn't leave? What's he doing? Holy crap, he's walking right toward them. While the spectral commentators were stuck in a state of collective shock, I strode right up to the happy couple, pulled out my phone, and shoved the camera in their faces. Smile. Check out this married woman, getting all lovey-dovey with her ex-boyfriend. Are you two reliving the glory days? Or did you just assume her husband was dead? The stream of comments froze solid. Oh, where's the script? The writer? The director? Get out here. This isn't right. Where's the devoted male lead? What happened to him leaving in silent, soul-crushing agony? Married woman? Is that the kind of crude language a male lead should be using? WHOA, talk about a tone shift. This is not the story I signed up for. My phone's camera was rock steady, aimed at their two stunned faces. The 4K resolution was so crisp you could see the single, artfully produced tear at the corner of my wife's eye, and the classic innocent victim look on her ex-boyfriend's face. Ethan, you're getting the wrong idea. My wife, Lily Vance, shoved the man holding her, Caleb Gordon. Her voice trembled and her face went pale. Caleb, he's just moving abroad. He might not ever come back. We were just saying goodbye. Caleb clutched his chest where she'd pushed him, his eyes radiating pure innocence. Mr. Chase, Lily is telling the truth. There's nothing going on. It was just a friendly hug goodbye. Please don't overthink this. It would be a shame to hurt Lily's feelings. Yes, that's the stuff. Textbook dialogue from manipulative side piece. Get angry, Ethan. Misunderstand her. Let that thorn plant itself deep in your heart. That's it. Now turn and leave. Your retreating back should be a portrait of lonely, repressed anguish. I laughed, but there was no humor in it. Oh, a goodbye. I pushed the phone a little closer, nearly poking Caleb in his carefully constructed mask of sincerity. Does a goodbye require a death grip? Holding on so tight you look like you're trying to strangle each other? That's a pretty intense farewell. Looks more like a tragic parting scene from a movie, right before a murder-suicide. And what was that line you just said? A person with a heart doesn't need to be taught. A person without a heart can't be taught. Who are you teaching me? You. Caleb's face flushed a deep red. Mr. Chase, that's a horrible thing to say. What Lily and I have is a pure friendship. Pure. I snorted, as if he just told the world's funniest joke. Right, pure. So you were purely holding my wife so tight for what reason? Strength training? Or were you testing the quality of her winter coat? A friendship so pure that she shares her deepest feelings with her ex-boyfriend instead of her own legally recognized husband. The comments. LMAO, testing the quality of her winter coat. This guy's comebacks are brutal. I love it. A pure friendship hug? Ethan's verbal smackdown is legendary. She was just venting. What's the big deal? The male lead is being so dramatic. No, that's not the point. Ethan, you're supposed to be suffering an internal crisis right now before storming out. Why are you still here arguing with him? If he acts like this, how is he ever going to get to the groveling redemption arc? Lily was on the verge of tears. Ethan, be reasonable. It was nothing. Caleb is leaving tomorrow. You never pay any attention to me anyway. I was just venting to him. Yeah, I know he's leaving tomorrow. I nodded, my voice calm. So, does that give him a free pass to grope another man's wife today? He could just throw morals and basic decency out the window because he has a plane to catch. Caleb looked as if he'd been mortally wounded, puffing out his chest. Mister Chase, I know you're upset, but you can't slander Lily's character like this. You're only going to hurt her more. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at me. Here we go. The classic human shield move. The other guy taking the bullet for her. Yes, now leave Ethan. Feel like she cares more about him. Walk out and let the angst begin. I looked at his self-righteous face and nodded slowly. All right, I'll take it out on you. Before anyone could process what I'd said, my fist connected squarely with Caleb's pretty face. Thwack! A solid, sickening thud. Caleb, caught completely off guard, let out a pathetic yelp and stumbled backward, crashing right into a decorative vase on a pedestal. The vase wobbled, then fell with a deafening crash, shattering into a dozen pieces. The world went silent. Lily stared, her eyes wide with shock. Ethan, are you crazy? Caleb was on the floor, clutching his nose as blood seeped through his fingers. Real tears of pain welled in his eyes as he looked at me with a mixture of terror and disbelief. The comments completely lost their minds. HOLY, S hashtag, ampersand. Did he just punch him? The male lead hit someone. A physical attack. What happened to suffering in silence and licking his emotional wounds? Do we just skip straight to inflicting physical ones? Oh my God, Caleb's nose. It's bleeding. Instant battle damage. What about the plot? The angsty romance? The 800 chapters of love and hate? Someone get the author in here. This story has gone so far off the rails, its own mother wouldn't recognize it. HELP. Did this romance novel just turn into a gritty urban thriller? Is the male lead just allowed to throw hands now? I flexed my knuckles, looking down at the pathetic heap that was Caleb Gordon, his image completely shattered. My voice was flat. I took it out on you. Satisfied, I then turned to the pale, terrified Lily. And you, a goodbye hug that looked like you were conjoined twins. Do you think I'm blind or just stupid? Oh, and don't get the wrong idea. I'm not angry because we're getting a divorce. A dense wall of new comments flooded my vision. What? A divorce? Over one little thing. Wait a minute. Isn't he supposed to be deeply in love with her? The script says he leaves, suffers, torments her, and then comes crawling back. Exactly. He's only in pain because he loves her. Hitting someone is one thing, but asking for a divorce. This character is completely broken. If he really loved her, he wouldn't be able to let her go. He's a fake. Get lost, you scumbag. This guy is acting like a lunatic. It's terrifying. Lily, run. Lily's lips trembled as she stared at me, tears finally spilling down her cheeks, her expression full of disappointment. Ethan, how did you become like this? You were never like this before. You're scaring me. I never know what you're going to do next. Caleb, still clutching his bloody nose, chimed in with a muffled voice, making sure to twist the knife. Mister, Chase, is this what you call love? You act like this because of a single hug, because of a few heartfelt words. That's so selfish and terrifying. You don't understand Lily at all. If you really loved her, you'd understand what she needs, what she's thinking. You wouldn't be acting like a barbarian, hitting people and saying such hurtful things. The comments immediately backed him up. Caleb is right. True love means understanding her. Ethan just throws money at people. He doesn't get what's in her heart. Exactly. What Lily wants is understanding and a real connection, not violence and money. This guy is terrifying. Divorce him. Get out now. Lily deserves better. Like Caleb. Violent tendencies plus control freak. Diagnosis confirmed. Lily, get out of there. I'd punch the guy. I'd seen their shocked faces. And damn, it felt good. I immediately drafted a divorce agreement on my phone and tossed it on the coffee table in front of Lily. The comments were still writing their own fanfiction. He's faking it. Just watch. He said he's not angry, but he's totally losing it. Here comes the classic scene. He's going to slam the door, go get drunk, and then call her in the middle of the night, full of regret, begging for forgiveness. Yep, the script is back on track. Get ready for the tearful reunion and the inevitable groveling. A devoted male lead would never really let go. He's just trying to scare her. Lily, don't fall for it. Huh. I cracked a faint smile, not even bothering with a full-on smirk. I tilted my head at Lily and said flatly, "You're signing this. That video I took is evidence. If this goes to court, you'll make your parents real proud." I stepped over the mess on the floor and walked to the entryway. The front door slammed shut behind me with a loud bang, the force of it making the motion-activated lights in the hallway flicker on. The comments went nuclear again. Wait, for real? He's really divorcing her, giving her what she wants. If he doesn't make her miserable, how is he supposed to get to the redemption arc? This is not what I paid to see. I want a refund. I sneered at the comments. What's wrong with being alone? I'm not the original male lead. Why should I have to win anyone back? Insanity. 4. The next morning, I was in a conference room in my top-floor downtown Chicago office, listening to a director's quarterly report. BZZZT. My phone vibrated. It was Sarah Quinn, Lily's ride-or-die best friend. Great. They never give up. Like vultures smelling a carcass, the comments instantly resurrected, swarming the corners of my vision. Sarah? The best friend of the Queen has arrived. Here it comes. The big reveal. Ethan's not going to be able to keep up his tough guy act. I bet you $5 his voice is trembling when he answers. Trying to act all cool. Lily's cavalry is here. Come on, Ethan, break down already. Stop pretending to be a heartless wolf. I glanced at the name on the screen, then at the hopelessly romantic comments, and my finger hovered over the red decline icon for a second. Whatever. Let's hear what fresh nonsense she's peddling. I held up a hand to pause the director. In the dead silent room, I swiped to answer and hit the speakerphone button. Ethan Chase, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you even a man? Sarah's shrill voice, sharp as a poison needle, shot out of the phone, puncturing the professional atmosphere of the conference room. You're going to blow up your marriage over one tiny misunderstanding. Do you have any idea what Lily is? Get to the point. I cut off her machine gun tirade, my voice perfectly level. I'm in a meeting. You have 30 seconds. Starting now. There was a choked sound on the other end. Her momentum completely stalled. Sarah took a breath. Her volume dropped, but the venom in her tone intensified. Fine. I'll tell you. Lily is a complete wreck. Because of you. Do you even see how much she's done for you? When you had that stomach ulcer and were hospitalized, she was by your side every single day. She tried to make you that special bone broth and burned her hand so badly it blistered. She was so worried about you seeing it that she hid the pain and never told you. Did you know that, Ethan? Is your heart made of stone? She spat it all out in one breath, glowing with the satisfaction of someone who had just played a trump card. The comments erupted in a symphony of schmaltz. Oh, my heart breaks for Lily. She suffers in silence. That's true love. Ethan, you blind, deaf fool. See, that's what real love looks like. Take notes, Ethan. He's definitely stunned. The guilt must be crushing him. Get ready to go back and beg for forgiveness. I chuckled softly, then asked with crystal clarity. Oh, she burned herself making soup. Yes, it was red and swollen. It hurt for days. Sarah jumped on it, thinking she had me cornered. And her mouth. I asked, my tone one of pure, technical curiosity. Was her mouth just for decoration? Or was it sealed shut with superglue at the time? Sarah was completely thrown. She got burned. It hurt. Why didn't she tell me? I continued, my logic laid out like a flowchart. She was afraid I'd worry. So her solution was to suffer in silence, and then wait months for you, her knight in shining armor, to inform me, thereby making me feel guilty months after the fact. Where's the logic in that? Was she playing some kindergarten game of guess how much I love you? Or did she think the CVS on the ground floor of my office building went out of business and couldn't sell a simple tube of burn cream? In the corner of the room, a young project assistant failed to stifle a laugh, then immediately slapped a hand over her mouth, her face turning beet red. Shoulders around the table were shaking suspiciously. The other end of the line was dead silent, except for Sarah's ragged, confused breathing. Ethan, you're an asshole. She finally found her voice, now laced with the fury of someone whose entire worldview had been upended. You don't have to say things in a real relationship. If you have a heart, you just know. You feel it. You understand what the other person needs. A new money brute like you, who just throws cash at problems, will never understand what a soul connection is. Lily wants understanding. She wants a true partner. Someone who gets her to her core. Not your stupid money and your violent temper. She was screaming now, as if defending some sacred, unwritten rule of love. The comments were her frantic cheerleading squad. Sarah is 100% right. Soulmates communicate without words. Ethan is so shallow. All he understands is material things. You have to feel it with your heart. That's the essence of love. Lily wants a soulmate. Ethan, you dense block of wood. Understand? I let out a short, sharp laugh, as if I just heard the funniest joke of the century. Sarah, let me ask you something. Do your parents automatically know if you want pineapple on your pizza or not? Does your boss just know you'd rather be on vacation in Hawaii than working overtime? That's not the same thing. Sarah sputtered. How is it not the same? My voice was like a scalpel. We're all human. We all have needs. The only difference is, with your boss, you know you have to state what you want, that not asking is the same as giving up your right to it. So why, when it comes to love, does the other person have to suddenly become a psychic who can read your mind? I paused, and my voice dropped cold as ice. I'm her husband, not a mind reader, and I'm definitely not a fortune teller. She wants understanding. Fine. She wants a connection. Great. But for that to happen, she has to open her mouth and communicate her thoughts, her feelings, and her needs like a normal adult. Keeping it all bottled up and expecting someone to just get it isn't deep. It's a communication disorder. It needs therapy. You call that a soul connection. I call it crippling inefficiency. A complete waste of time and life. I leaned slightly closer to the phone, my words precise and clear. And one more thing. Pass this along to Lily for me. Adults are responsible for their own choices. If she chooses to play the silent martyr in a guessing game, she has to accept the consequence that the other person might guess wrong. I'm not her father. I have no obligation to indulge her in this self-pitying, emotionally draining soap opera. Got it. Click. I hung up. Clean. Simple. The world was quiet again. The comments were frozen, as if hit by a system-wide crash. CPU has melted. Unable to process mail leads logic. So, all the guessing was wrong. This divorce is actually happening. Holy yes, #ampersand. At the far end of the conference table, the impeccably dressed director cleared his throat, trying to regain a professional tone. Mr. Chase, shall we continue? We were just discussing the anomalous Q3 user growth rates in the Southeast Asian market. Yes. I gestured for him to proceed, my eyes on the fluctuating data lines on the screen. And for the first time in a while, I felt pretty damn good. This was efficiency. Guessing games. Whoever wants to play can have at it. I'd rather be single and making money. 5. For the next few days, Lily was presumably busy helping Caleb with his recovery. It left me with a welcome period of peace. I felt cleansed, refreshed. A few die-hard comments would occasionally flicker into existence. It's been 3 days. Has Ethan really not reached out to Lily once? He's faking it. Totally faking. He's definitely watching her from the shadows. I bet he's going to be the first one to break and apologize. What happened to the devoted male lead persona? It's completely shattered. I'll bet you a bag of chips he cracks today. Crack. I could barely remember what Lily looked like. That was, until this afternoon. As I was pulling out of the company's underground garage, I saw her standing right in front of my car, her face drawn and haggard. The comments instantly went into a frenzy. HOLY crap? It's Lily. Yes, the queen herself has arrived. The groveling redemption arc officially begins. Everybody on your feet. Get out of the car, Ethan. Comfort her. Look, her eyes are all red. Lily's eyes were filled with a sense of grievance. Ethan, we need to talk. I lowered the driver's side window, resting my arm on the frame. I didn't get out. About what? My tone was neutral. Her fingers were unconsciously clenching the strap of her limited edition handbag, her knuckles white. Just because I hugged that day. Her voice trembled slightly. Ethan, we've been together for years. Are you going to throw all of that away with one word? Divorce? I don't believe it. I don't believe you can just let me go. You're just angry, right? You're just trying to force me. Force me to back down and apologize. She grew more agitated as she spoke, her chest heaving. Her eyes welled up with tears, glistening on the verge of spilling over. It was the perfect performance of a tragic heroine. The comments went wild. Yes. Admit it, Ethan. You're just doing this to scare her. My heart aches for Lily. She came to you first. Just give it already, Ethan. It was just a hug. Is it really that big of a deal? He's being so petty. OMG, she's crying. Is he made of wood? Go comfort her. Come on, devoted male lead. Your heroine is waiting for you. I looked at her. I'm hurt, but I won't say why. The world should just know expression, and suddenly found it amusing. I slowly took out my phone, unlocked it, opened the gallery, and found the crystal clear video. I turned the screen toward her. On it, she and Caleb were locked in an embrace, so tight they looked fused together. His face was buried in the crook of her neck. Her eyes were closed, that single tear shimmering under the light. See that clearly? I waggled the phone. Was that enough of a hug? If not, I can call Caleb and have him rush over from the hospital. Or better yet, I can call a funeral home for you too. We can get you a deluxe 2-for-1 package. You can hug it out in the coffin and reminisce for all eternity. I guarantee no one will interrupt you. It'll be absolutely pure. The color drained from Lily's face, leaving it a ghostly white. She stumbled back a step, as if the screen had burned her. You, her lips twitched, her voice shaking with humiliation. Ethan, do you have to humiliate me like this? We love each other, we love. I cut her off with a snort. Lily, tell me, what is love? Is it playing mute, hiding a burn on your hand and waiting for someone to guess? Is it throwing yourself into the arms of your ex-boyfriend and expecting your husband to magically interpret it as a platonic goodbye? Is it a guessing game of I won't tell you, but you have to know? I leaned forward slightly, my gaze slicing across her pale face like a shard of ice. That's not love. That's self-pity, and it's a massive inconvenience for everyone else. Real love is honesty. It's communication. It's, I'm in pain, so I'm going to tell you. It's, I need something, so I'm going to ask for it. It's not about you bottling everything up to play the tragic saint, and it's definitely not about you using your ex to test my understanding. Guessing games. I smirked, my voice dripping with sarcasm. Why don't you guess if I want to listen to this nonsense right now? Or guess if my next move is to back up and drive away, or to call security? Lily was stunned into silence by my barrage of questions. Her lips quivered as large tears finally rolled down her cheeks. You're just playing games. Her body trembled as she looked at me with suspicion. Ethan, that's what this is. You're using a divorce to push me, to force me to admit I was wrong, to make me submit. You never really wanted to leave. You're just manipulating me. The comments peaked as she screamed. Yes, yes, yes. It's all a ploy. Admit it, Ethan. I knew it. He can't bear to lose Lily. Classic devoted male lead tactics. Lily, don't fall for it, but don't actually leave either. Hug her, Ethan. It's time to turn up the heat on this redemption arc. Watching her hysterical performance, I suddenly felt a wave of complete and utter boredom. There's no point in arguing with someone who lives in their own script. I put my phone away and pressed a button on my key fob. Beep boop. The sharp sound of the car locking echoed through the garage. I didn't even look at her again. My gaze was fixed straight ahead. Manipulating you, I'm giving you the freedom to fly away. Go find your soul connection. Go find a man who just gets you. Understand? With that, I put the car in reverse. The motion was fluid, without a hint of hesitation. The black sedan slid backwards smoothly, maneuvered around Lily, and merged into the flow of traffic in the garage, disappearing from her sight in seconds. He really left? He put it in reverse. He didn't even look back at her? That locking sound, was that his final answer? A ploy? He just ployed his way into another galaxy. HULYS hashtag ampersand. This redemption arc. He just scattered the ashes to the wind. Win her back. He didn't even leave her a damn urn. The divorce papers sat and signed for 3 months. Lily finally signed them. We arranged to meet at the county clerk's office today. I arrived right on time. The moment I parked, the comments eagerly sprang to life. Here we go. The final chapter. The redemption arc has become a graveyard. I bet Ethan looks like a wreck. He's just putting on a brave face. Don't go soft, Lily. Freedom is everything. There were 3 people standing at the entrance to the building, posed like they were in a magazine shoot. Lily was in a simple white dress, the hem fluttering in the breeze. Her head was bowed, her profile a study in elegant sorrow. Caleb stood beside her in light-colored casual wear, thoughtfully holding her purse. Sarah Quinn was the most eye-catching of all, clutching a rolled-up red banner, her face beaming with the manic energy of someone about to cause a scene. The comments provided live analysis. The tragic heroine, the shattered beauty, so much angst. Caleb is so sweet. He's always there for her. What's Sarah holding? A surprise. It's totally a banner trashing Ethan. You go, girl. I got out and locked my car. The sound made all three of them turn to look at me. Lily lifted her head, her expression complicated, as if she wanted to say something. Caleb immediately shifted, half shielding her with his body in a protective stance. Sarah just gave me an undisguised eye roll, her nose in the air. Ethan, you, Lily began. Our number's up. Let's talk inside. I cut her off and walked straight into the building. Time for small talk was over. The process was quick. A clerk confirmed our intentions. We signed, and the documents were stamped. The final, decisive kerchunk of the official seal echoed in the quiet room. The very second the clerk slid Lily's copy of the divorce decree across the counter. Lily, congratulations. Welcome to your new life. Sarah let out a triumphant shout, whipped her arm up, and with a dramatic snap, the red roll unfurled into a massive, eye-watering banner. Bright red background, stark white letters. Congratulations T.O. Lily Vance on escaping hell. Happy Singles Awareness Day. She held a high, aimed directly at me, for the benefit of the entire room of curious onlookers. HOLY crap. A banner. Sarah is a legend. This is a national holiday. Escaping hell. Ha ha. So accurate. Ethan is hell. Yes, yes, yes. Scumbags like him deserve to be publicly shamed. Someone get camera on Ethan's face. It must be priceless. Caleb immediately played his part, gently dabbing at the corner of Lily's eye with a tissue. His voice was just loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. Lily, don't be sad. This is a release. You're free now. From now on, you'll have someone who truly cherishes you. As he spoke, his eyes flickered toward me, filled with a mixture of pity and the smug superiority of a victor. Lily didn't say anything, just lowered her head even further, her shoulders trembling slightly, as if holding back sobs. Combined with the banner, it was the perfect melodrama. Helpless heroine escapes abusive ex, supported by loyal friends. As expected, heads turned. I became the focal point of dozens of probing, disdainful, and even condemning glares. I had been instantly cast as the villain of the story. The comments were already popping champagne. Iconic moment, checking in. Scene of the year. How's your face feeling, Ethan? Does it sting? The devoted male lead is now public enemy number one. He deserves it. Run, Lily. Get away from the abusive control freak. The clerk was stunned, holding the divorce decree in midair, unsure what to do in the face of this bizarre spectacle. Sarah held her head high, preening like a rooster that had just won a cockfight, all but crowing in my face. I looked at the offensively red banner in her hands, at Caleb's, I'm a sensitive good guy, and I'm proud of it smirk, and finally at Lily's, I'm so sad, so wronged, but so brave profile. And I laughed, not out of anger, but because it was all so absurd, so ridiculous, so funny. My single laugh was startlingly loud in the suddenly quiet room. I just wanted a clean divorce, but since you all decided to make a Broadway production out of it, I guess I can play along. Sarah scowled. What are you laughing at? Furious are we? Caleb offered his own patronizing advice. Mr. Chase, it's over. Letting go is its own kind of victory. There's no need to. I ignored them both. I walked straight to the counter, and under the clerk's confused gaze, I pulled a small, silver flash drive from my pocket. Excuse me, could you do me a favor? I passed the flash drive through the opening in the window. Plug this into your computer. There's a file I'd like to play, just to add to the festive atmosphere. The clerk was bewildered, but my calm expression didn't suggest I was about to cause trouble. After a moment's hesitation, they took it. Ethan, what the hell are you doing? Sarah shouted, a bad feeling creeping over her. Caleb frowned. Mr. Chase, the divorce is final. Don't do anything pointless that will only upset Lily more. Lily finally looked up, her tear-filled eyes fixed on me, a flicker of unease mixing with what looked like the last remnants of hope. The comments grew wary. A flash drive? What's he up to? A last-ditch effort. Don't tell me it's some final gift. Ugh, such a cliché move. It's definitely old photos of Lily. He's trying to play the sympathy card. Don't fall for it, Lily. The drive was plugged in. The file was found. The clerk clicked play. The large monitor on the side wall of the hall flickered to life. It wasn't a photo. It was security footage. The image was clear, showing the dimly lit corner of a coffee shop. The timestamp was from 4 months ago, right around the time my relationship with Lily was tanking and Caleb was coincidentally bumping into her all the time. 2 people were sitting at a table. It was Sarah and Caleb. Sarah's face was distorted by the camera angle, but it did nothing to hide the venom in her expression. She jabbed a finger at the table, spitting her words at Caleb. Ethan Chase, who the hell does he think he is? Back in the day, I threw myself at him, and he wouldn't even give me the time of day. So high and mighty. And now he's married to Lily? Well, look who's playing them both for fools now. She took a large, angry gulp of her coffee. I'm telling you, Caleb, I want to see Lily ruined. I wanted to know what it feels like to be with someone everyone thinks is damaged goods. Why did he look down on me? Who the hell does he think he is? She grew more animated, spit flying from her mouth. So you better step it up. Keep comforting Lily. Keep creating misunderstandings. Drive that arrogant bastard Ethan completely insane. Once they're divorced and Lily is heartbroken, you swoop in. Then her family's connections. It'll all be yours. And don't forget what you promised me about my family's contract. The camera zoomed in on Caleb's face. He lifted his coffee cup, using it to hide the lower half of his face, but his eyes, gleaming in the dim light, showed a look of undisguised, calculating ambition. When Sarah finished, he lowered the cup, his signature, gentle smile back in place. His voice was clear. Don't worry, Sarah. Lily trusts me completely now, and Ethan is an arrogant hothead. A few more provocations, and he's sure to snap. Once he pushes Lily away for good, that's my opening. As for the contract, that's the easy part. Once I take over with Lily, getting you what you want will be a piece of cake. On the screen, Sarah smiled with satisfaction, a look so twisted it was demonic. Clatter. A soft noise. It was the bright red banner, slipping from Sarah's numb fingers and falling headfirst into a nearby metal trash can. The red fabric slumped inside like a pool of congealed blood. Silence. The county clerk's office, a moment ago filled with whispers and keyboard clicks, was now utterly devoid of sound. It was as if all the air had been sucked out of the room. All that remained was the looping video on the big screen, an irrefutable testament. Sarah's vicious curses, Caleb's cold calculations. Every word was a poisoned icicle, stabbing into the ears of everyone present. Lily was frozen solid, as if struck by lightning. The last trace of sorrow on her face was violently replaced by utter shock. She whipped her head around, staring in disbelief first at Caleb, then at Sarah. Caleb's face was ashen. He instinctively tried to back away, his lips trembling, unable to form a single word. Sarah was just as pale. The comments had gone completely insane. The text a chaotic jumble of corrupted data. Security footage? Sarah? Damaged goods? A contract? Caleb? Take over? Swoop in? HLY holy s hashtag %. The mother of all plot twists. I am deceased. So, Ethan was set up? All those misunderstandings. The hug. It was all. The devoted male lead was actually the victim. My face. It hurts. Was I the one in the redemption arc this whole time? The clerk was speechless, looking from a screen to the 3 petrified people and finally back to me, their eyes filled with a newfound sympathy. I calmly reached out and took my copy of the divorce decree. I flicked the smooth cover with my fingernail, making a sharp, clean sound. My gaze swept over the utterly broken Lily, the deathly pale Sarah, and a mortified Caleb, who looked like he wanted the floor to swallow him whole. Escaping hell, I held up the divorce decree, a cold smirk playing on my lips. My voice echoed through the silent hall. Congratulations, Lily. You're finally free. My eyes landed last on Caleb and Sarah, my expression one of pure, unadulterated mockery. You two, soulmates, a match made in heaven, perfect. Leash yourself together. Do the world a favor and keep your toxicity contained. With that, I turned and walked away. The flash drive, The clerk could keep it, a little training material for them. I strode out of the county clerk's office and into the bright, almost blinding sunlight. Behind me, there was only a tomb-like silence and the apocalyptic, system-crashing meltdown of the comments. A redemption arc? Ha! It was burning bright. But the only things on fire were their carefully crafted script and the smug faces of countless onlookers. The silence in the hall held for 3 seconds. It was shattered by a piercing, inhuman shriek, like nails scraping violently across a chalkboard. Aya! It was Lily. She shot to her feet, no longer the fragile, sorrowful heroine, but a woman possessed, a wild animal. Her eyes were bloodshot, locked on Sarah's ghost-white face. Damaged goods. Her voice was a strangled, twisted thing, every word dripping with poison and the agony of betrayal. You call me damaged goods? Sarah, I thought you were my best friend, and you call me that? She didn't wait for an answer. Not that Sarah, who was trembling like a leaf in a hurricane, could have given one. Lily launched herself forward. Her 10 perfectly manicured nails were now claws, aimed straight for Sarah's face. I'll show you, damaged goods. I'll show you a contract. I'll show you what happens when you ruin my life. Scrape. R.I.P. The sound of tearing flesh was punctuated by Sarah's pig-like squeals. Fresh, red scratches appeared on Sarah's face. She tried to shield herself, but Lily was fueled by a terrifying, primal rage. Her designer handbag lay forgotten on the floor. Hair was torn. The two of them tumbled to the ground in a heap of flailing limbs, knocking over chairs with a loud clatter. The comments, shocked into a brief stupor, returned with a vengeance. Aliyah is throwing hands? HLY crap. She's literally tearing her bestie apart. The battle damage has officially been transferred from the heroine to the villain. This is too much information. My CPU is literally on fire. Caleb instinctively moved to intervene. Lily, stop it. We can talk about this. OOF. Smack. A sharp, ringing slap landed squarely across his face. The force of it knocked his glasses off and sent them skittering across the floor. Lily had used the same hand she'd been clawing Sarah with to backhand him. She was panting, her chest heaving, her eyes burning with a hatred so pure it was terrifying. Take over. Caleb, you were using me. What am I to you? A business deal? The damaged goods you get to take over? Lily, please let me explain. Caleb stammered, clutching his face. Explain. Explain how you two conspired to set me up. Explain how you faked being my confidant while you were really after a contract. Lily screamed, her voice cracking. Get out. Both of you disgusting pieces of trash. Get out. The hall was in chaos. Clerks stared, mouths agape. Onlookers had their phones out, excitedly recording the drama of the year. But Lily didn't spare another glance for the wailing Sarah or the pathetic Caleb. Her wild, red-rimmed eyes shot toward the main entrance. Tore me. I had just gotten into my car. Ethan, a desperate, gut-wrenching cry. Like an arrow released from a bow, Lily shot out of the building, her white dress trailing behind her, and sprinted straight for my car. I had just put the car in drive. Bang, bang, bang. She slammed her hands against the driver's side door. Ethan, wait. Listen to me. I was deceived. I'm a victim, too. I didn't know they were so evil. Her words were a jumbled mess, muffled by the thick window but still sharp with hysteria. The comments, after a brief reboot, were back. OMG, she's chasing him. The redemption arc is making a comeback. He loves her so much, of course he'll forgive her. She's innocent. She was manipulated by her best friend and the other guy. Poor thing. Turn back, Ethan. Your second chance is right here. She said she'll do anything. Just take her back. I looked at her pleading face, perfectly framed by the window. I didn't turn off the engine. I slowly lowered the window, just enough for our voices to be clear. Lily grabbed onto the opening as if it were a lifeline. Ethan, did you hear me? I'll do anything you say. Please? We can get remarried. Her voice was raw and hoarse from crying. I watched her, my expression calm, unmoved, as if watching a bizarre play that had nothing to do with me. When she paused to catch her breath, I finally spoke. My voice was quiet, but it cut through her sobs with ease. Remarry. I let the word hang in the air, tinged with a faint, amused sarcasm. And then what? I asked, my tone as casual as if I were discussing lunch plans. Go back to playing guess if I want pineapple on my pizza? Or maybe we can play my hand hurts, but I won't tell you, because it only counts as love if you notice on your own? Lily's pleading froze in her throat. Her eyes went wide. This was not in her script. Lily, I had no patience for this. Do you really think that in the real world, there are that many ride-or-die best friends? I watched her face tighten. They say they don't want to see you suffer, but in reality, they can't stand to see you succeed. Jealousy is a powerful thing. Your dear friend Sarah is a textbook example. As for getting remarried, I offered a cold, thin smile. Not interested. In life, I said, my gaze shifting past her to the busy street beyond. There's more than just love. There's freedom. A freedom without guessing games, without drama, without emotional minefields. Doesn't that sound nice? Lily looked as if a bucket of ice water had been dumped over her head. The color drained from her face, leaving a sickly gray. Her lips trembled. Freedom. Yes, freedom. My eyes met hers again, my voice delivering the final verdict. Besides, the kind of love you want. I can't give it to you. Every little detail, every minor thing. If I didn't guess your hidden meaning correctly, you'd feel wronged. You'd feel unloved. And that feeling of being wronged builds up and turns into resentment. And that resentment builds up and turns into hate. And at the end of all that hate, you get the train wreck we just witnessed inside. You call that love. I watched her pupils shrink, her body begin to shake uncontrollably. Refusing to talk, bottling it all up, expecting someone else to read your mind. Guessing and guessing for the rest of our lives. I let out a soft, dismissive laugh. There was no anger in it, only profound, bone-deep exhaustion. Isn't that just annoying? After those two words, I didn't look at her crumbling expression again. My finger hit the button. The window slid smoothly shut, sealing her out. The car shifted into drive. The wheel turned slightly. I pressed the accelerator. The black sedan pulled away from the curb and merged seamlessly into traffic. In the rearview mirror, Lily, as if her bones had dissolved, collapsed onto the cold concrete in front of the county clerk's office. Her white dress was stained with dirt. She looked like a broken doll. Her figure grew smaller and smaller until it was just a blurry speck, then nothing at all. The comments, which had been a chaotic storm, seemed to enter a vacuum. After one last, frantic burst of gibberish, remarried? He said, freedom? He can't give her the love she wants. Wrong becomes resentment. Resentment becomes hate. He's not taking her back. So, the devoted male lead is officially gone. Guessing games. Isn't that just annoying? Guessing games? I smiled. It was over. I floored it. The wind rushed in. It felt clean. 3 years flew by. I carved down a slope in the Alps on my snowboard, the wind a sharp, exhilarating slap against my goggles. My phone buzzed insistently in my pocket. I pulled off a glove and answered. My assistant's voice was choppy, broken by the wind. Mr. Chase. About. Ms. Vance. Spit it out. I slid to a stop near the ski lift, my breath fogging in the frigid air. She and Caleb Gordon. They ran into each other at mall and got into another fight, throwing coffee at each other. It's all over the news. My assistant's voice held a familiar, weary tone, mixed with the unmistakable excitement of a spectator. Should I email you the video? It's pretty spectacular. A few lazy comments drifted across the corner of my vision, like flies running out of battery. Oh wow, the third time this month. Today's theme is a coffee war. Maybe they can try ketchup next time for a better visual. Where's Ethan? Our field reporter needs you. Get in there and get the gossip. $5, says he tells his assistant he's too busy. You're rethinking too small. I bet he says, let them kill each other, I don't care. I push my goggles up onto my forehead. The resort town below looked like a miniature village, peaceful and distant. Don't send the video. It's a waste of my time, I said into the phone. Book me a helicopter tour over the Matterhorn for tomorrow morning, and a ski pass for the afternoon. Best runs you can get. Oh yes, of course, Mr. Chase, my assistant replied, snapping back to reality after a second of surprise. But, Ms. Vance is at the police station. Are they calling me? I snorted. It has nothing to do with me. From now on, don't bother me with this stuff. Let them live in their own mess. I hung up. The comments drifted by. Called it. He didn't even bother asking who started it. It's been 3 years. Is his heart made of alpine rock? Correction, gold-plated alpine rock. I pushed off, flying down the mountain. The roar of the wind filled my ears, blowing away the petty drama from a world away. All that existed was the shush of my board on the snow and the thrill of adrenaline. Who needs a relationship? This is way better than gossip. What did I care about love, hate, or tortured romance? Not when I could watch the numbers in my bank account grow and conquer another mountain. Just as I was deciding between another run or calling it a day, a flat, synthetic voice spoke inside my head, as clear as if it were wired to my eardrums. BP, core character relationship chain has been detected as completely severed. Love-hate saga, primary logic has collapsed. Plotline deviation, 100%. Host has successfully broken free from the original narrative constraints. Final reward initiated. System compensation asset, Isle of Freedom, has been transferred via an offshore holding company. Coordinates, South Pacific. Data packet, incoming. We wish you a pleasant life. System unbinding. 3, 2, 1. Unbinding complete. The voice vanished as quickly as it had appeared. I blinked. In the bottom right corner of my vision, the semi-transparent comment box that had been a persistent, annoying presence for years flickered like a dying light bulb, and then, with a soft pop, winked out of existence. Gone. My vision had never been so clear. My tablet lit up with an encrypted email notification. Subject: Asset file. Isle of Freedom. The attachment contained aerial photos of a private island. White sand beaches, turquoise water, lush green palms, and pages upon pages of legal documents. The comments. Oh, right. They were gone. I smirked, taking a final sip of my iced coconut water. Love? That's a luxury for the characters in the script. Me? I own an island now. The end.